I like believing in stuff that's encouraging. I believe that having faith matters, and I base this on my experience and nothing else. I find there's a difference between facing each day with an air of doom and facing each day with an air of hope. I prefer the latter. It's a state of consciousness that just feels a lot better to me. Sometimes anticipating certain doom seems very compelling. There seems to be a lot of evidence that life is scary and dangerous and out to get me. I don't want to be uninformed or gullible or to be had. On the other hand, I also don't want to be vigilant to the point of being paranoid, walking on eggshells, living a life where I'm constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop either. That's never been an enjoyable experience, in my experience. Feeling hopeful is enjoyable in my experience. There is something nice about just going about my day with the knowledge that anything can happen, not just accidents and painful events, but nice things, happy things, like unexpectedly bumping into a sweet cat that comes up to me and lets me pet it, which incidentally is something that happens to me from time to time and that I happen to love every single time. That's why, to me, trusting and having faith are happy things that serve me despite voices to the contrary. Voices that warn against trusting and argue that having faith is for the weak and gullible. I like to think of those warnings as serving a purpose too, though, as having already served their purpose, actually. They bring me right into the present moment, and once I have ascertained that there is no immediate threat to my existence, like a hungry lion or a bus speeding right at me, that death is not imminent, then I can realign. I can remember that it is safe for me to relax and trust, to look for good things rather than dangerous and scary things to look out for. I can refocus. I can place my dominant attention upon the ways in which trusting and having faith serve me. Because they do. Trusting and having faith is a far more relaxed state of being, a state of being that feels good and that I enjoy, one that allows me to be far more receptive of more and more good things. There is a time for danger and responding to it, and there is a time for peace and relaxation. And I enjoy making a peaceful state of mind dominant in my experience of life. Because while some dangers can be anticipated and prepared for ahead of time, not all of them can. Sometimes there's no way to predict what dangerous thing will come your way, and you just have to trust that your instincts will kick in when circumstances arise, to decide to cross that bridge when you get to it. So I like to focus on things that inspire hope in me and to look for signs here and there that keep my faith alive without making it wrong to occasionally worry and lose faith. I choose to stay dominantly trusting and faithful. Not trusting and faithful all the time in every single scenario. Just trusting and faithful most of the time. Dominantly trusting and faithful. And the fact that I occasionally lose faith just means that in that moment of realization, what I want, what I desire, is to tend to my faith, to shore it up, to nurture it. And that realization in itself is something I feel thankful for.